Hello, Kelly Orchard here, author, traveler, psychotherapist, radio veteran. I'm just returning from the NAB Show, which is the National Association of Broadcasters, for those of my friends who aren't aware of that trade industry organization. So I was just there for 3 nights up in Las Vegas, and I'll share with you the experience through pictures and some of the video. It was a it was a great experience for me to go there. I hadn't been to an NAB show in since before COVID. So that tells you how long it's been since I've seen anyone in that level of the broadcast industry. Had a great time, went to a couple of cocktail parties, dinners, and then I had 2 book signings. And the book signings were what really catapulted the Dead Air, the day the music died story into existence with these broadcasters. I was very grateful for the people that managed to navigate their way to the right direction. I don't know how many books. I don't know exactly how many it was, to be honest, maybe 20, 25 over the course of the 2 days. But I know that there were other sales that were happening that when I wasn't there. I don't know the count, but it doesn't matter. That wasn't really what I was there was to sell books. It was to market the book, promote the book to the radio industry, and I would say success. I was close by the booth for the Society of Broadcast Engineers, and so I made sure to go over there and take them some of my handy dandy bookmarks that I was giving out all over the place, which share about shows pictures of the characters, Mike Harris and Roy Longley and Gunnar Jeffries and Jackie Shore. And then on the back side, it has a little bit about flipping your fear and what happened in Dead Air with a QR code that would lead them to the link to buy the book or the link to my YouTube channel or my LinkedIn, and then a couple of other things that I just started to introduce. Just get to know me. I'm going to do this Radio is Not Dead tour, I'm calling it. Where I'm going to go visit radio stations across the country as I travel in my RV. Lots of fun interest in that. And then, of course, the flipping the format on your fear of failure, which is another self-help book that I've been dabbling in while I've been dealing with all this personal life stuff. So that's the update there. Had a great time. Now, a little bit about how I managed the grief of going just 2 weeks after my mom died. Thankfully, some of the people were aware and they were very gentle about it, acknowledged, gave their condolences, checked in on how I'm doing. Many of them know the drill too and know that you can't just give up on life when you have these kinds of things occur. And one woman that I chatted with had to go to a conference 2 days after her mother died. And people ask, how do you do it? And it's, you just go on. And this was already strategically planned, and I needed to be there for the sake of this project that I've been working on for years. And it was really more about my dad because the book is dedicated to my dad. I got through it. I gave myself permission to not overbook myself or not feel that I had to be everywhere. And seeing that I haven't been there this conference for a few years and the convention floor center has been completely remodeled, it was kind of discombobulating. And I walked around too much. And of course, because I do the trailer life, I didn't have appropriate like conference type walking shoes. So the final day, I finally just said, I'm just wearing my jeans and tennis shoes. This is ridiculous. But you know what? I actually on one of the before my second book signing. See, my first book signing, I had my friends there. And so I had my own little 2-person entourage with, they were taking photos and video and schmoozing it up with people. And that was day one. But they had to leave. So day two, I was on my own. And it was fine. I just didn't get as many pictures. That's really the only downfall. I didn't get as many pictures and I didn't have someone to hang out with when people were just passing by. But I still had a steady flow of people interested in the book, and I could not have asked for a better advertising space because I had that big retractable sign that was just standing right outside the bookstore the whole time. But I did need to kind of take a break after I walked the floor, talked to a few people, but it was still a few hours before my book signing, so I went to the casino and I put $5 in a penny slot. I figure I'll play penny slots for a couple hours, rest my body, rest my feet, just drink some water, just sit here. And, what's $5 in a penny slot? It'll last a while. I ended up playing for a couple hours and walked away with more than $100. I'm not a gambler, so that's a big deal for me. It's, oh, cool. I got paid to sit here for 2 hours, basically, and just hit the button. A lot of the video editing, I don't know if you've seen the Apple of Day surfacing up. This is what my friends told me it was, and I know this too. I am doing like productive activity as a way to avoid feelings and emotions. And that is how I cope with my grief. And it's okay. It's keeping my mind occupied. And so all of this marketing stuff that I had strategically planned, I needed to follow through with. And I'm really glad that I did. Even when I got back to my hotel room after my book signing, I had an option to, should I go get dinner? Should I track somebody down? Should I do this? No, I really just, I needed to decompress. I live a quiet, slow lifestyle, and this was loud and fast-paced for the most part. I'm not used to it like I used to be. So I just gave myself permission to order room service and fill up the bathtub and relax. Because you know what? Life in a trailer, I don't have a tub anymore. And soaking in the bathtub was one of my favorite things. When it comes to still staying on with your commitments in business or your projects or things that you are doing, and then something happens to derail your plans and have you cause a detour, it will happen. You have to expect it. Do you have like shock absorbers on your knees and when the rug gets pulled out from under you? And I'm not saying I'm an expert at it. I am trained in how to maintain keeping going, but I'm also experienced in it on a personal level. So, am I glad that I went to the NAB show? You bet. Was it a fun experience? 100%. Total positivity. When engineers in broadcast are coming up to my table and telling me, I read your book, I loved it, I couldn't put it down, and I'm telling all my friends to buy it. I'm like, I'm in. And the other thing that was, because I've mentioned this to people who may not know a lot about the technology of broadcast, but he even leaned in and he goes, you know what the really scary part is? It's actually plausible. Something like that could actually happen. So it's not just me that was saying that. I had another Los Angeles broadcast engineer say it's like highly plausible and possible that something like that could happen. And I can tell you, you don't have to be in the radio industry to enjoy this novel. It's a psychological thriller. If you don't know anything about radio, you will learn something about radio from behind the scenes. And if you are in radio or any kind of broadcast, you will thoroughly enjoy it because there are no stories ever written where the main character and protagonist and hero is chief engineer of a cluster of radio stations. It's never been done. So it was fun to meet people and talk to people. And yes, I have this big happy face. I'm still in the glow of the positivity at the NEB. More opportunities to come. I'm not sure where. I met some women at the Mentoring Inspirational Women dinner who are contract engineering company, and we're so thrilled that there was another woman like me out there, and that established a really nice rapport and conversation. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't. Guess is as good as mine. I also talked to some people in state associations and then some managers of many radio stations like in Kentucky and Minnesota and Georgia and Florida. And it's very possible that my original plan might be altered. And I'm cool with that. I don't want to be a road warrior. That is not the game here. I'm not going to try to like hustle and be all over the country just because somebody calls and says, "Hey, let's have us on your podcast." It's really going to have to be like in the next couple of weeks that route is going to be developed. So I still want to go to Nashville, Kentucky, Wyoming, all of those areas, but I don't know. The silver lining of my mom's passing is that I don't have to worry about rushing back if something happens. I can go further. I can stay longer. I can sit longer. I really do want to write my next novel. I want to have some fun experiences meeting people. I think that the first round of this traveling in the RV was a lot of spent time just in a vicinity close to my parents. Now it's a whole new ball game for me. It's a game changer for me. So I will be grieving both my parents while I'm on the road. One of the things I'm considering doing, which I've shared with my family, is they both cremated, and now I have possession of my dad's ashes, and mom's ashes should be arriving soon. And I'm taking hers with me too. And I might just take my parents on one last travel trip across the country in the RV and put their ashes in different locations. I don't know. What do you think? Is that a bad idea? Is it a good idea? I think it's a good idea, but I'm not going to carry them around for years. So it's going to be one of those things where as I go, I will drop them off. We traveled the country all my whole life, so they didn't have a specific spot. They just had the RV travel. So it doesn't matter where. It's just that I am. And I think it would be a good way to honor them and respect their history, their legacy. In we are nomads. We just move around a lot. And I love the lifestyle and I can't wait to hit the road again. I've been in this place for a month and it hasn't exactly been vacation worthy or peaceful worthy. I lost my mom while I was here and I wasn't expecting it. And I lost my mom 2 weeks before the NAB show and wasn't expecting it. I'd been planning that thing for 8 or 9 months. If you were to watch my videos from previous, it's like I planned that way back in last summer. Last summer I was going to do this. It was important for me to go for my own peace of mind because if I hadn't, I would have regretted it. And I know I would have because the it was just so energizing and so positive. So that is my update for the after the NAB show. I don't know when I'm going to publish this because I still have a lot of things to do before I head out here and go to Arizona, where I'm going to stay there for a while at the horse ranch with my friend Lene. I'm just going to regroup, get centered, get grounded again and then accept some of these people that I've contacted, accept their invitations, and see where I'm going to go. That's pretty much how it is for the next few weeks. See, where am I going? And I'm not calling the whole thing the Radio Is Not Dead tour because not everything is going to be about visiting radio stations, but that is going to be the title of that playlist or that section of a video or separate videos. It's still in development. It is. The idea is still in development. So you get to see how this all evolves over the course of the summer. So this is Kelly Orchard. If Kismet's right here on the floor, just peaceful. He missed me so much. In fact, it was mutual. We missed each other. So he's right at my feet the whole time. I haven't even been home 24 hours, but I wanted to do this early morning video because I've got a day full of therapy sessions. I still have to go to get my trailer registered because the title still hasn't shown up from when I purchased it from Arizona. I'm still waiting on that. It's been months. And if it's not here, I'm gonna have to sit tight. I don't know. We'll find out in a few hours if I'm leaving or going on Sunday. Anyway, the adventures of Kelly and Kismet continue.